Our first story, viewers, comes from the state of Karnataka. With a raging pandemic, everybody is out to make a quick buck. Maybe not everybody, but quite a few. In this particular case, the Bangalore civic body has been caught taking bribes, offering beds for money.
The mad scramble for beds. A spate of oxygen-related tragedies. And a sharp, relentless spike in COVID cases is making Karnataka the emerging epicenter of India's second wave. And amidst the festering catastrophe, a sickening possible reason for the shortage of beds. Officials at Bengaluru's civic body, the BBMP, have been caught taking bribes for allotment of hospital beds reserved for COVID-19 patients, leading to hundreds of COVID patients stuck without beds in the state capital. A full-fledged COVID bed scam. Let's tell you how this terrifying reality was uncovered. The Yediyurappa government recently set up a war room in BBMP zones, which citizens can call to get bed allotment without delay. However, since the last 15 days, anyone who called the BBMP war room for beds was told there was simply no beds available, including oxygen and ICU beds. Tipped off about the bribery operation, BJP MP Tejasvi Surya and a team of BJP MLAs rushed to South BBMP war room to take stock. They say that they found BBMP officials in nexus with outside agents collecting bribes to allot beds reserved under the government quota for COVID-19 patients.
It has been allotted at the first instance to a person who is asymptomatic and is under home isolation. And in the 12 hours that he has from the time of allotment to the time of admission, if he does not get himself admitted, the bed becomes auto-unblocked. Like that, there are 4,000 instances, which means 4,000 beds were unnecessarily blocked in the name of people who did not want the bed.
Here's the modus operandi of this entire scam. Citizens calling for beds are immediately told no beds are available. Then, in some instances, a bribe is demanded for allotment of beds under a so-called government quota. A bed is then blocked in the system for 12 hours, during which the deal is negotiated and done with the desperate patient. If the deal doesn't go through, the bed is back in circulation for the next bribe attempt.
Now, in one instance, 12 beds were booked in different hospitals at different times under a single asymptomatic patient's name. Well, the current rate for one single bed is upwards of 40,000 rupees, and it's even more if you want an ICU bed. The Bengaluru police, as of now, has arrested 2 persons. They are questioning several others after registering a case.
Tejasvi Surya has also dialed former Infosys chief Nandan Nilekani for help in scam-proofing the BBMP's bed allocation software.
The Chief Minister has immediately called and he has said that he is going to take all these officers who are involved in this to task. This has been brought to the notice of the Honorable Chief Minister. The Honorable Chief Minister will take appropriate action.
In a city where soaring numbers and citizens suffering on a daily basis, the scam has triggered anger and a political crossfire.
ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗೂ ಮುಜುಗರಾಗಿದೆ, ಎರಡನೇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಜುಗರಾಗಿದೆ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಡೆಲಿವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗು ಮತ್ತದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸಚಿವರು ನೀವು 2 ಕಾಪಿ ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ. 2 ಕಾಪಿ ಯಾಕಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ? ಒಂದು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕು, ಹೆಲ್ತ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕು, ಹಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಏನು? ನಾನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ನನಗೆ ದುರಾಸೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತಲೂ ಖಂಡಿತ.
The scandal has stunned a suffering city. If such criminality could be happening in a well-administered metropolis, imagine how bad it is elsewhere. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
At a time where the citizens of the national capital are gasping for breath, oxygen has run out in the city. People are desperate. Family members are desperate, especially you can see on social media, every minute you'll find an appeal from somebody's loved ones asking for oxygen, asking for a cylinder, asking for an oxygenated bed. In midst of all of this, there are those who are trying to exploit the ones in dire need. Just trying to make some money at the back of this pandemic.
In the grip of a ferocious, deadly wave. Battling an oxygen emergency. Distraught, desperate people turn to WhatsApp groups and social media for leads to the lifeline. But beware of scammers lurking online.
At a time when the human race is up against an unknown virus, it is being betrayed by its own. Friends and family members of COVID patients are struggling to secure necessary medical resources like oxygen for their loved ones. But scamsters are using this humanitarian crisis to con these desperate family members, despite continuous pleas being made by these families that their actions would seriously compromise the lives of these COVID patients.
As stricken families scramble for oxygen, rogue traders are offering quick access to oxygen, of course, at high cost.
My friend is in ICU in a small hospital in Gurgaon. So he had urgent need of oxygen, and the problem was like they was running out of that oxygen supply, and they wanted us to arrange that oxygen somehow. So we thought like maybe if we give some sort of advance to the guy, he will be able to deliver oxygen to us. When I called him, he said that basically he cannot dispatch that cylinder because there are too much demand without at least half of payment. I then sent him a second installation of around 9,000 rupees.
Mayank Jain, a Gurugram-based IT professional, had to make an advance payment of 27,500 rupees in 3 installments for his 34-year-old friend's oxygen cylinder. But the much-needed supplies never arrived. Mayank Jain isn't alone.
I got the lead of this oxygen supplier on the Twitter. Somebody had tagged his number as a verified lead. But to make sure this is verified, I also called up the guy, and he made sure that he told me the oxygen is available, and he also assured me that he will get the oxygen delivered to the family. So that made me actually believe him.
Shikha Tikku has been helping COVID patients. She followed a Twitter post tagged as a verified lead for oxygen in Delhi. Tikku soon realized it was a scam. Scammers even provided fake ID cards.
When I got suspicious, he also made me speak to some person who said he's Pankaj Baduria and he's a vice chairman of this company, of this oxygen company. And to make me believe him, he sent some documents. It consisted of Aadhaar card, PAN card, and he told me that he's a very genuine guy.
If duping patients and their families wasn't enough, fraudsters are also resorting to identity theft in this hour of crisis.
He assured me that he's a genuine guy. He also asked for patient as well, attendants, Aadhaar details and other address, phone numbers, all other details. So this built a little bit trust, and I still had doubt, but I took again a risk.
Delhi police even issued a special helpline number to register such complaints. But that hasn't deterred the scammers. As police admit that catching these COVID vultures is a time-consuming job, the onus to stay alert has once again fallen back on Aam Janta. In New Delhi, Ankit Kumar for India Today.
As citizens of the national capital are struggling to breathe, in Bihar, the situation is no different. Delhi's run out of oxygen and Bihar seems to have run out of doctors. This hospital in Gaya is a hellhole where many patients in the last 1 week have just died due to the want of a doctor to look at them. All of this, viewers, inside a hospital.
The search for oxygen. Endless wait for beds. And hapless citizens. This is the state of affairs at one of the biggest hospitals in Bihar's Gaya.
Situation is really bad in Gaya. I'm here at Anugrah Narayan Magad Medical College, and the images explain how the situation bad is in this part of the state. There are crises of bed, and most of the patients, those who are not able to get bed, the hospital staff and management is ensuring that lives to be saved, and perhaps why these beds are lying on the floor, patients are being treated.
This isn't the sole gross negligence. This is Kundan Kumar. His father lies on hospital floor, waiting to be treated.
बेड नहीं है कह रहा कि बेड नहीं है खाली.
ऑक्सीजन तो लगा दिया.
हाँ ऑक्सीजन 2000 रुपया देता दिया.
किसको दिया? 2000
स्टाफ को.
कौन से स्टाफ?
वहाँ पर अभी तो ना है.
2000 रुपए. आपने डॉक्टर से शिकायत नहीं की कि 2000 रुपया कहाँ मांग रहा है?
नहीं डॉक्टर कुछ बोले हैं डॉक्टर को. 3 घंटा लगाए तब मिला ऑक्सीजन.
बस एक तो लीजिए, तबीयत गड़बड़ हो रही है इनकी.
If that wasn't enough.
स्ट्रेचर आ गया. ले आए स्ट्रेचर. उठवा के डालो, स्ट्रेचर पे डलवा दो भैया. डलवाओ, स्ट्रेचर पे डलवाओ. एक बार चेक कर लो कहीं सांस लेने में तो नहीं दिक्कत हो रही है. ऑक्सीजन है ही नहीं आपके पास? हाँ
नहीं ऑक्सीजन है, मैं उसका फोरोमीटर मेरे पास है नहीं. फोरोमीटर नहीं रहने के कारण थोड़ा सा स्टेबल है. हमको अगर 20 को फोरोमीटर मिल जाता है हम सब स्टेबल कर सकते हैं.
Hospital staff told India Today that owing to the huge surge, the whole system is in the ICU itself.
टेस्टिंग की रिपोर्ट कितने दिन में आ रही है?
उसमें थोड़ा डिले हो रही है.
कितना डिले?
कभी 5 दिन भी हो रही है, कभी 2 दिन में भी रिपोर्ट आ जाए.
Despite being overwhelmed, the staff is doing the best they can.
सारा व्यवस्था करवा रहे हैं.
मास्क अगर नहीं है बताइए, बाहर से मंगवा दें.
नहीं सब व्यवस्था हम कर दे रहे हैं. हमको समय दीजिएगा ना. यहाँ पे जितना मरीज जो है, जितना ऑक्सीजन का बेड है उससे ज्यादा मरीज है.
वो तो हम दिखाई दे रहे हैं. आप लोग जान तो बचा रहे हैं. अच्छी बात है.
स्थिति ऐसा है भैया कि जितना मेरे पास बेड ऑक्सीजन का बेड है उससे ज्यादा मरीज है यहाँ. समझ गए ना. फिर भी किसी तरह से मैनेज करके व्यवस्था किया जा रहा है.
But families say otherwise.
कोई डॉक्टर नहीं आते हैं. सिर्फ जो है नर्स सिर्फ देख रही हैं. हमारा मरीज है कोमा में है, 3 दिन से कोमा में. अभी तक वो कुछ मेजर इन लोग नहीं उठाया है जिससे वो उभर सकें.
In this hospital alone in past 10 days, over 100 patients have died.
यहाँ दिक्कत ये है सर कि आपको यहाँ ऑक्सीजन नहीं है. छोटा सिलेंडर जो है वो ऑक्सीजन अवेलेबल नहीं है, और बड़ा ऑक्सीजन अवेलेबल है तो बेड अवेलेबल नहीं है.
कितने लोगों ने दम तोड़ा?
पहले थी, अभी तक तो सर दम तोड़ दिया होगा. कम से कम डी कर गया होगा तो 100-150 पार कर गया होगा सर.
कितने दिनों में?
10 दिन में.
सिस्टम ने इस मरीज को उसके हाल पर छोड़ दिया है. ऑक्सीजन का स्तर गिरा. हमारी मिन्नतों के बाद उसे स्ट्रेचर पर ऑक्सीजन दी गई 15 मिनट के लिए, और डॉक्टर ने कागज पर लिख दिया कि अब हमारे बस की बात नहीं है, PMCH ले जाइए. राम सहाय के 2 बेटे एम्बुलेंस का व्यवस्था नहीं कर पाए, गाड़ी की व्यवस्था नहीं कर पाए, और इस मोटरसाइकिल पर लेकर पटना के लिए जा रहे हैं. नहीं पता उनकी ये यात्रा पूरी होगी भी या नहीं होगी. ये बिहार की स्थिति है. न एम्बुलेंस है, न डॉक्टर है, न नर्स है, न मेडिकल स्टाफ है. व्यवस्था के नाम पर यहाँ कुछ नहीं है. सब इंतजार कर रहे हैं लोगों के मरने का.
With Ashutosh Mishra in Gaya, Bureau Report, India Today.
Whereas India now enjoys the infamy of recording a quarter of the world's total COVID-19 deaths. Is the second wave too lethal in India? Are people dying just of the virus or the want of medical care? What is it? My colleague Sneha Mordani reports.
The morgues are running full capacity. Patients dying of COVID-19. Patients dying of lack of access to health care. The statistics mind-numbing. India's record is beyond dismal when it comes to the total number of deaths we have been recording in the second wave of the pandemic. There has been a 7-fold increase in deaths reported in the last 1 month in India. India has seen more than 50,000 deaths in the last 20 days alone. India Today's Data Intelligence Unit has found that if you take the 1st of May 2020 as the beginning of the first wave of the pandemic, the deaths reported on this day was 77. Compare this with 118 on the 1st of February 2021, considered the beginning of the second wave. What is the reason behind this?
This huge surge in cases, definitely one has to admit that there is some degree of decrease in the quality of care that is being provided because of the number of patients rushing into the emergency and doctors having a tough time. And that may also be affecting morbidity and mortality.
So are these deaths preventable, given that experts say there is nothing to show that any of the new variants are causing more severity? Yes, say experts.
Not relatively higher in terms of mortality rate. The numbers in absolute counts are simply astonishing. We simply cannot imagine the number of deaths we are seeing because most people are getting infected in a short span of time and they do not have the access to healthcare facilities when they deserve them most. As a result, we are seeing many preventable deaths because we simply cannot save them as we do not have enough outlets providing oxygen or medical care.
The government continues to derive solace from the fact that India's fatality percentage is below 2%. But if you look at the absolute numbers, consistently over a period of time, India is reporting more than 3,000 deaths. This translates roughly to about 125 deaths due to COVID-19 every single hour in the country. Sometimes even more than this. What's worse is that there is gross underreporting.
Underreporting of deaths is a worldwide problem and India is no exception. Access to COVID-19 testing is limited, especially in rural areas and in lower socio-economic groups. People might not have access to lab testing. If such people develop COVID-19 and die as a result, their death might not always get classified as COVID death.
A team at the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore used a mathematical model to predict that about 404,000 deaths will occur by the 11th of June if the current trends continue. With inputs from India Today's Data Intelligence Unit, Sneha Mordani, India Today.
All right, viewers, with that, I'm going to slip into a quick break. To stay with us on the other side is To The Point.